Well, we'll give this a try. This is take number 2. I tried taking it in the barn a second ago, and it was just far too dark. But well, as you can probably tell, it is wet. It's been raining. After we did that last cutting of Bermuda, we got 7/10 on it, or 8/10 on it, right after we put the fertilizer down. And then yesterday we got another 7/10, and then today we've had, I don't even know how much, I haven't checked the rain gauge. So we've had 1.5 inches plus whatever we had today on it since we fertilized it. We've still got 10 acres that we need to get put up. It's not, we just didn't get to it before this rain came. And so we still need to get it mowed down and baled up so we can fertilize it for fall grazing. And so, well, we won't be baling hay today. It's far too wet. So I've got to go move some cows to a new paddock. I might put the loader back on the 7130. And maybe we'll just go around and just check on things, make sure everything's looking all right. So let's go for a ride. So I've got time, so I'll do this. Several years ago, we started tarping our good quality hay, our Bermuda. So we've got, I think it's 48 bales under this tarp, and we've got some hay just stacked here for now. We'll put a tarp of 48 bales here, probably third cutting in Bermuda. But normally we'll put 56 bales under a tarp, which is usually 9 rows. This time I only did 8, and the reason for that is this tarp's really not quite long enough to cover 9 rows of 5x6 bales, and usually you have about a foot on either side that the bales are sticking out. So I left 1 row out this time, and this way it overlapped on the ends, and this should kind of help protect these bales a little bit better. But we just run rope underneath the bales and then run it up to some PVC pipe, run the PVC through the hoop loops on the tarp and tie it down, and then use some poly rope on the ends, tie it all up. But anyway, it's just one of our hay tarps. It's cheaper than a building. It's definitely muddy. The ground's pretty soft. So this, you can kind of tell it's short. We baled this. There's maybe 3 acres here. This is out in the pasture. This is all pretty much solid Bermuda. There's some fescue in here, but I'm trying to get more Bermuda going in our fescue pastures, because Bermuda is so much better for summer grazing, and the cows do so much better on it. And so we baled this just to clean it up. The cows had just grazed it recently, and so there wasn't much here. Just made 3 bales, and but cleaned it up. And then I put about 100 pounds or about 50 units or so on it, and it's coming back nice. It's looking pretty good. The Bermuda's really green. It's had all this rain on it. It'll get to sit for probably, it'll sit for probably about 4 weeks, close to 4 weeks before I put cows on it. Might calve some cows out on this. But cows are over there. They're hungry. Looks like a bunch of them, so it looks like they're still in. So we're gonna go move them to a new paddock. got the cows moved on a new paddock, and I noticed that their mineral was out, so ran and grabbed a bag of mineral, throw this out for them, and they're good to go for about another 5 or 6 days on that 6 acres. And I think the next thing is we'll go get the loader on the 7130. So I just caught something before it happened. Notice that the tongue of that fertilizer buggy is actually lifted up on the drawbar of the tractor. That's because all the fertilizer has moved to the back and is sitting on the back here, and so this thing's sitting here wanting to do this. So if I pulled that pin, this thing would just go whoop. So I've got to get a jack or something under the back. So let's see if you can hear me over the tractor. One thing I like to do when I take the loader off this thing is I like to put about 800 pounds of weight on the front of it, because it's just so light on the front end with no weight. And then I also let the front air pressure down a little bit. There's about 20 pounds in the front now, and when I put the loader back on, I'll take it up to 30. Who needs to go to the gym when you pull off 800-pound suitcase weights? Whew. All right, we're gonna get this 5100, hook it up to the brush hog real quick, pull that out so we can get to the load. All right, that's out of the way. Let's go get that tractor. Look, I'm the Millenial Farmer. You know I'm just messing, Zach. You're my favorite farming YouTube channel. How do you handle a GoPro with dirty hands? lot easier with two hands. And that's it. Loader's back on. Alright, now we're going to take this quick hitch off and put the bale spear on. Because even though this tractor's heavy enough, anytime I do front end loader work, I like to have a bale of hay on the back for a ballast. Alright, loader's on. We are going to go play in the mud. You'll see in a minute exactly why I put the loader back on this thing. Alright, let me show you what I've been working on. So this pond we built a number of years ago, and we had a low spot here just for it to drain when it got too full rather than it going over the entire dam. Well, it has washed and washed and washed, and it's basically cut it out to where before all this rain that pond was practically completely dry. And just after this little bit of rain we've had, it was already running here. So kind of a temporary fix. I'd like to get a dozer or something in here, excavator, come in and kind of clean this pond out and fix this dam up. But just temporarily kind of went along the edge here. Really should have been done while it was dry, but didn't have an opportunity. Trying to bale hay. Just dug up some dirt out of the pond and piled it in here and smushed it down. And I don't know if that'll do much or not, but as long as we don't have a gully washer and it just flows through here and washes it away, maybe it'll stay. You can see this big gully here that is created from washing. We've tried hauling big rock in here. You can see a little bit of it there. It just washes away, so it just needs some work. Those trees need to come out too. We shouldn't have ever let them get that big, but I don't know. It's better than it was. Might hold a little bit more water. We'll see. But that's the first mud on those new tires. I'll have to do a review on that one of these days. Those have been pretty good tires. But, well, I think I'm done here. It's after 5, time to go do chores. So, calves need fed. I'll see if I can't take you along with me on that too.